Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Hirschberger, and I am coming to you live today from Mooresville, North Carolina at our Next Level event. And man, we got a great thing going here this morning. But before we get started, I just want to make sure we have all of our dust collection running here today. We've got a lot of machines running. We've got people everywhere in the building. So a lot of background noise. So if you're watching me this morning and you can hear me just fine, give me a big thumbs up on the screen. We'll know that you can hear us well and our audio is good and the video is good, and we just want to make sure that you're not going to miss anything that we have to present to you today. So I'll give you just a minute. Give me a thumbs up if you got it. All right, sound like you can hear me just fine. Well, again, welcome to our Next Level event here at WEINIG Holzer from Mooresville, North Carolina. We have a lot of activities going on here today. And our scheduled activity right at this time is just a quick presentation, a quick overview of the Kundig Wide Belt sanders that we sell. And it's good to note, I think it's important for everybody to understand that Holzer has been a partner with Kundig now since the late 90s. I think it was around 1998, 97, somewhere in there. We first entered into an agreement with Kundig, and we have been selling the Kundig Wide Belt sanders here in the U.S. now for many years. It's been a great product. We have a lot of satisfied customers out there. They have a lot of really unique solutions to sanding, and we have many customers that love these machines. And so what we want to do today is take a few minutes and just give you a quick overview of the machine we have here behind us. I'm going to be working with Kevin Gremion this morning, and Kevin is one of our sanding experts here at WEINIG Holzer. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to Kevin, let him talk about the machine a little bit, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. So Kevin, here you go.
Thank you, Dan. As Dan said, we're going to go through the Kundig today, the one that's behind me. It's just one machine to represent the whole line that we do. We do many different options, and normally we always make the application fit the customer. So we don't have package A, B, or C. We normally get exactly what they need, and with a little bit of room to grow if necessary. But yeah, we always want the right solution. So this machine behind me is a three sanding heads plus a brush unit. So we have a standard steel drum in the front. This is to do our heavy calibration. That way our panel is completely flat coming out. Next we have a 9/8 short Durometer drum. This is also going to do the next level of calibration plus the sanding marks. And the reason why a rubber drum is used versus the steel, this is just soft enough to compensate for the seam of the belt coming through. And this gives us a better quality sand to get prepared for finishing. Whether we want a paint grade finish is right out of that drum, we want continued finishing, we're going to go to the next head. The next head you can see behind me is actually at an angle. So this is our Brilliant head, which is a patented head by Kundig. So it can go straight like a traditional sand or at an angle. When it's at an angle, the reason for this is because we are not sanding perpendicular to the pass line of the part. And what this does is it blends all the sanding pattern. It shortens the scratch, the remaining scratch. So even though we're sanding with an 80 millimeter platen pad, the scratch pattern coming out is only about 20 millimeters as a result. Also, this is at a 10-degree angle and scattered, so there are no S-lines. This is an impossibility now, mechanically. So we can run a sandpaper all the way down and have a really, really nice homogeneous finish with no marks, no streaks, and utilize our sandpaper all the way to the end. So when I run the machine a little bit, you'll notice I put the door, I'm going to sand the door today. We're going to sand the door at a 10-degree angle. This way the scratch pattern matches the grain of the part for the final hit of the pad. The next unit behind it is a brush. This is also another patented unit by Kundig. And the reason is it's a rotating brush and it also oscillates. Okay, the entire unit, we'll see this when I run. I do have that one door safety bypass for this reason. And you'll see that the oscillation movement, the turning of the sanding grit, as well as of course the part moving, these are all individually controlled and manipulated. So this is why it's a patented movement. and it gives us a homogeneous sand. Some others that have a similar unit are actually leaving a zigzag pattern. So we wanted to eliminate that, and this is why it has an actual oscillation to it, the whole unit. So that's a quick overview of the machine. I'm going to shut the door, hand over the mic to Dan. He can maybe narrate a little bit of what we're doing on the controller, and we'll go from there.
All right, so Kevin's going to shut the doors so that we can run the machine. This last door that's over the brush unit, we have locked out so we can leave it open today so that you can see it better, because with the door closed, you really can't tell what is going on there. So in real life, in your shop, you cannot run this machine with the door open, but for today, we've disabled that safety feature so that we can actually see it work. So let's go up here to the front now, to the controller. And I'll get here with Kevin, and he can kind of talk us through what's going on. These controllers are really interactive and very intuitive, easy to operate. You can see actually on the screen here some icons that represent the different sanding heads. So I'll hold the mic, and you just speak, and you can explain what's going on.
Yeah, each sanding head that's active is going to have a highlight here. We also have the grit compensation. The thickness of each sanding grit is different, so we want to calibrate for that. That way we are at the right level on the machine. We're always a perfect sand. We can also share how much each head is going to sand compared to the next is also inside the screen here. So once we have all of our heads turned on, again, our setting for our brush unit is also there. And we can see all of our settings and confirm the length of the bristle, how far we're going down, the oscillation and the turning pattern. Once we have everything set, we can actually save it as a program. So I'll go to my programs here. You can see I have a door program. So if we're running another part or another program, I can just simply click on it, press start. It will set the machine up. Everything will turn on for us. Everything's going to turn on automatically with all the settings I saved. When all the heads turn on, they're going to be highlighted. And I have an Intermatic, which is going to automatically measure the workpiece and start the feed mat for me. So it's hands-free.
If you look over here, you'll watch as Kevin feeds this part, you'll see the sanding head come down because the bed of the machine is fixed. It's stationary. It's only the top of the machine that raises and lowers based on the thickness of the panel. So when Kevin slides that part in there, you'll see the top of the machine will come down, coming down. It'll sense the panel, and then based on the settings in the controller here, it'll feed the part in and begin sanding it. So it's coming down, still coming down, looking to sense the part. As soon as it feels the part, then it'll know, there it goes, it's ready to begin. So if we follow the part through the machine, you can see here, this is what we call the Brilliant head. You can see that it's angled. And then here in the end, we have the door open. You can see the brush unit and the sanding on this 5-piece raised panel door. So there's a finished part coming out of the end of the machine. Kevin shut it off so we can see it. The only bad thing about doing a video like this is you can't feel the part, because one of the critical tests when it comes to sanding is just feeling it with your hands and feeling how smooth it is. Can't feel any joints or seams between the parts. Gets down in here into the center panel. Yeah, the edges are nice and crisp. It looks good. So you have to take our word for it. If you're interested, we certainly would love to show you in person. But the Kundig sanders are just a great machine. Very easy to set up, very easy to operate, extremely well built, and a high production machine when necessary, and very versatile and very flexible with a lot of really unique features. Kind of hard to see on a video what they are, but in person you can really get a good feel for it. So we are here all day today and all day tomorrow, and live demos going on all day. We've got